regular white sugar, some granulated sugar. So I'm just gonna put that in the bowl and I'm gonna mix it with some brown sugar. Some brown sugar. Brown sugar just has some molasses in it. It's a little bit different, but I'm taking this dark brown sugar and you're going to pack it in your measuring cup because it's a little bit firmer, it's denser than regular sugar. So just packing it with my hand in the bag without putting my hand in the bag. And I'm going to take that and put it in the bowl with my white granulated sugar. Having a little bit of a hard time getting it out, obviously. Maybe I packed it a little too hard, but now that my butter is melted, it's gonna go in the bowl with both of the different kinds of sugar. I'm gonna go there. It's a little hot, but I'm gonna turn on my hand mixer because I'm gonna mix the butter with the sugar to try to dissolve some of the sugar and turn it into an even consistency. So just keep mixing, keep mixing it around, and mixing, more mixing. Then you're gonna add 2 eggs. So it says to do it one at a time. So after each addition of the egg, you're gonna beat it a little bit more. So you're gonna mix in 1 egg, until it combines with the butter and the sugars. And then it'll be time to add a second egg, but it's important to make sure you wash your hands between these steps because you don't want to cross-contaminate in your kitchen with any bacteria from the raw egg. So make sure you wash your hands with soap and water. Then I'm gonna add some vanilla extract. I have Watkins vanilla extract, and I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract into my bowl with the butter, the sugar, and the eggs, and I'm gonna give it another mix. Next, I know this looks a bit questionable. You need to use overripe bananas. You can see my banana on the right is not overripe enough. It's not mashing as well as the other 2, but overripe bananas have more flavor and they're better. They're better for baking. So that's why the bananas look like you maybe wouldn't want to eat them on their own, but they're the perfect bananas to bake with. So just mash them up with a fork. Mash them up. And then that's gonna go in the bowl with the wet spatula. I'm not using the mixer anymore because I don't want to overmix the batter, so I'm just folding those chocolate chips in with the spatula like so, giving it a nice mix, and then it's almost time to put them in the muffin trays so that we can bake them. You can maybe make a banana bread with this, but you might want a different recipe because the ratios might be different of everything. We're making muffins today, so I'm gonna grab my muffin tin, cupcake liners, whatever. Muffins, cupcakes, same thing basically, but I'm gonna line each of the little tin slots individually with paper liners. Some people don't do this for muffins. They'll grease them so that the muffins slip out easier, but I think it's a little bit easier to just use a muffin liner. But then you're gonna take your batter. And I have this handy dandy scoop that makes sure that all the amounts are even, which is important because you don't want to have muffins with less batter or more batter because then they're not going to cook evenly in the oven. So it's nice to have this handy dandy tool to make sure that all of my muffins have the same amount of batter. So I'm just going to scoop it into each of the little muffin tin liners, my little muffins. I'm making my muffins. And I'm gonna fill up this tray. I actually was able to make a tray and a half because I had so much batter. So I had lots of muffins to share. I got a